guys, it is Wednesday of week 5 and we are going to be reviewing compound measures today. So go ahead and have your book open to page 263 to 64. Have a pencil, some paper, and we will get started. If you are in my language class, just know that we do not have a language video today. You are going to go to Google Classroom and you're going to take the test on chapter 12. So little reminder, there's no language video today if you're in my language class. Okay guys, so since today's review, we're not going to have a lesson per se. We're just going to go over some of these together. So let's look at number 1. It says fill in the blank. Well, this is definitely where we're going to need some scratch paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just this little section here, and I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to move it down to the bottom so that we can work these out. So you're definitely going to need a scratch piece of paper, so be prepared with that. If you don't have it, press pause and go get one real quick. Okay, so cool thing about that. Okay, so number 1, so 6 pounds, 3 ounces. This is 1A. 6 pounds, 3 ounces is how many ounces? Well, remember, we are going from pounds to ounces, and we're going to add in those ounces we already have. So we're going to add these guys in because we already have the 3 ounces. We don't need to convert. It's already there. But we are going to do pounds to ounces. So we're going to multiply. So step number 1, we're going to multiply. Step number 2, how many ounces are in a pound? 16. Good. There's 16 ounces in a pound. So step 3 is we're going to multiply what we have, which is 6, by our magic number, which is 16. 16 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 1 times 6 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Now what do? Don't forget, we want to add in those 3 ounces. Let's add those 3 ounces. Can't forget about those guys. So what is our final answer? 99. 6 pounds, 3 ounces is 99 ounces. That sounds like a lot, huh? I want you to stop and I want you to try the next one. Look exactly like 1A. Pause and let's do 1B together. Or let's have you do it and then you check with me when you're done. Now a little side note. You're going from pounds, 5 pounds, 4 ounces to pounds. So it's a little bit different. So check it and then come back. Okay, you might have needed a little help with this one, but we are going from ounces to pounds. And when we go from ounces to pounds, ounces are little, pounds are bigger, so we divide. And we're going to do 4 ounces divided by 16. Well, that's going to yield us a fraction, right? So 4/16 down here, when we reduce, becomes 1/4. And remember, we have to add the 5 pounds that we have already. So 5 pounds, 4 ounces is 5 1/4 pounds. Let's move on. Let's do one more. We're going to do letter E. And letter E says 4 gallons. This is 1E. 4 gallons, 3 quarts equals how many gallons? Okay, so we know we're going to do a magic number problem here, so we can just go ahead and put our magic numbers here. And we're going from quarts to gallons, right? We're going to add in these 4 gallons when we're finished because those are already there. We don't have to convert. So we're going from quarts to gallons. Which one's smaller? Quarts. Quarts to gallons, divide. How many quarts are in a gallon? 4 quarts in a gallon. Take what you have, which is 3, and divide it by your magic number. 3 divided by 4 is 3/4. And then we're going to add our 4 gallons in. So we have 4 3/4 gallon. If you take these step by step, you're going to do a great job with them. Okay, 4 3/4 gallons. Let's go ahead and move on now to adding and subtracting and multiplying with compound measures. So I'm going to come back up here to page 263, and let's do these together. Number 2A, 5 hours, 12 minutes, plus 9 hours, 34 minutes, plus 11 hours, 29 minutes. First, we need to add. Let's add them all up, add our columns, and then we'll do some conversions. So 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 9 is 15, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 2 is 7, so I have 75 minutes. 5 plus 9 is 14, plus 1 is 15, 1 plus 1 is 2. So I have 25 hours and 75 minutes. Now, I know that there's 75 minutes is more than an hour, right? How many minutes are in an hour? 60. So how many groups of 60 can I take out of 75? Hopefully you said one, only one group of 60. So that means I'm going to subtract 60 minutes and I'm going to trade that 60 minutes for 1 whole hour. 75 minus 60 is 15. And 25 plus 1 is 26. So I get 26 hours, 15 minutes. Okay, let's move on to B. B is also an addition problem. 14 pecks, 7 quarts, plus 9 pecks, 7 quarts. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our adding. 7 plus 7 is 14. So 14 quarts. And 14 plus 9 is 23. 23 pecks. Now, how many quarts are in a peck? This is one we don't use very often, but there are 8 quarts in 1 peck. So knowing that, how many groups of 8 can we take out of 14? Or how many groups of 8 go evenly into 14? Just one group of 8. So I'm going to subtract 8 quarts and trade it for 1 peck, or add a peck. 14 minus 8 is 6, so 6 quarts, and 23 plus 1 is 24 pecks. So our final answer is 24 pecks and 6 quarts. Now that one I know is one that we do not use very often. You'll probably go your whole life and not talk about pecks and quarts, but that's okay. We're just going to keep doing the process. Letter C. Actually, try letter C on your own. Press pause and come back to it. Okay, so when you add it originally, you get 22 feet, 24 inches, and then hopefully you ask yourselves, how many inches are in a foot? 12. How many groups of 12 can I get out of 24? I can get 2 groups of 12, so we're going to add 2 feet and subtract 24 inches, and our final answer is 24 feet. Great job. Now let's move on to subtraction. Okay, hopefully these are getting easier for you. If it's not, when we conference with each other, tell me, say, Mrs. Varnacity, can we please go over these? Because I'm not going to know, or I will probably know by looking at your homework, but I might not know that you need help unless you tell me that you need help. So please tell me. Okay, 3 hours, 12 minutes minus 1 hour, 57 minutes. Can I do 12 minus 57? No, siree, I cannot. So that means I have to go to the hours, borrow 1 from the hours, which leaves it with 2. And then I have to add how much? How many minutes are in an hour? 60. So I'm going to add 60. Whenever we do subtraction problems, we rewrite the problem. So my rewritten problem is 2 hours, 60 plus 12, 72 minutes, minus 1 hour, 57 minutes. Now I can subtract. 2 minus 7, can't do it, go to your neighbor. 12 minus 7 is 5. 6 minus 5 is 1, so 15 minutes. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Let's move on to B. 23 weeks, 4 days, minus 19 weeks, 5 days. Can I do 4 minus 5? No, I cannot. So I'm going to go to the 23 weeks. I'm going to take one of those. Becomes 22 weeks. How many days are in a week? 7. So I'm going to add 7 over here. Rewrite the problem. 22 weeks, 11 days, minus 19 weeks, 5 days. Okay. 11 minus 5 is 6, 6 days. 22 minus 19, 2 minus 9, can't do it. Go to my neighbor. 12 minus 9 is 3. So 3 weeks, 5 days. Look at C. I would like you to try C. Now, don't try to borrow if you don't need to borrow. Try C real quick. Hopefully that one was super easy for you because you didn't need to borrow. So if you don't need to borrow, don't borrow. 15 minus 7 is 8, 8 ounces. 16 minus 9 is 7, 7 pounds, 8 ounces. Okay, multiplying. I like doing multiplying. Let's look at multiplying. 4 feet, 9 inches times 7. Well, remember from yesterday's lesson, we're going to do the 9 times 7 first. What is 9 times 7? 63 inches. Then we're going to move on to the 7 times 4. What is 7 times 4? 28. So I have 28 feet, 63 inches. Now, how many inches are in a foot? 12. How many groups of 12 can we get out of 63? What do you think? 12 times 4 is 48. I think we might be able to go higher. 12 times 5 is 60. And 12 times 6 is 72, which is way too big. So we can get 5 groups of 12 or 5 feet out of 63 inches. 5 times 12 is 60, right? So we're going to subtract 60 inches and we're going to convert it into 5 feet. Okay, 63 minus 60 is 3 inches. 28 plus 5 is 33 feet. 33 feet, 3 inches. This part right here, I'm going to use a different color than I've been using. This part right here is just like the conversions that we've been doing with adding and subtracting. The only thing that's different that we added was the multiplying part from yesterday. So you guys are pros at this already. Let's move on. 23 pounds, 6 ounces times 5. Now I want to do 6 times 5 first. What is 6 times 5? 30, so 30 ounces. And 5 times 23, well, I want to highlight it. 5 times 23, we have 5 times 3 is 5, carry a 1. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So I have 115 pounds, 30 ounces. Now, how many ounces are in a pound? 16. And how many groups of 16 can I get out of 30? 16, 32, oh, too big already. So only one group of 16 or 1 pound can I take out. So I'm going to subtract 16 ounces and add the 1 pound in there. 30 minus 16 is 14, 14 ounces. 115 plus 1 is 116. So 116 pounds, 14 ounces. Let's take a gander at C. How many quarts are in a gallon again? 4. There's 4 quarts in a gallon. I'm going to write that for you. 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. Please try C. Pause and come back. Okay, so we have, when you multiply originally, you'll get 200 gallons, 50 quarts. There's 4 quarts in a gallon. So 50 divided by 4 goes in 12 times evenly. So 12 times 4 is 48. We're going to subtract 48 quarts and we're going to add the 12 gallons. So our final answer is 212 gallons and 2 quarts. Okay, some word problems here. Let's look. It says solve these story problems. Letter A. Megan practices her violin daily except Sunday. Her practice times for the past week were as follows. Monday, 55 minutes. Tuesday, 1 hour, 5 minutes. Wednesday, 35 minutes. Thursday, 1 hour, 25 minutes. Friday, 50 minutes. And Saturday, 2 hours, 12 minutes. Find her total practice time. Now, I know there's not a question, but this is your question. What is her total practice time? And guys, these right here are all of your facts. What do we need to do? Almost gave it away. We need to add them all together. Good, let's add them up. We're gonna do, okay, I wanna do something real quick because I don't have enough room. So guys, judging by like how much room you have on your paper, you want if you don't have enough room, you want to move it. Now, obviously, you can't cut it and copy it, right? I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to bring it down here, and we're going to work on it together down here. Okay, so when we add these, we're going to have an hour column and a minute column. So let's go ahead and start adding. We have 55 minutes. Tuesday was 1 hour, 5 minutes. Hopefully you're writing this. Keep the honesty and go ahead and write it with me, okay? Wednesday is 35 minutes. Make sure you're lining them up. And you know what I want to do? I think I'm going to do 2 columns so that I don't get kind of thrown off. So let's add this first column together. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 1 is 9. 95 minutes, 1 hour. Now I know we need to convert, but we're going to wait, okay? Then let's do the second column, which is right here. Look at my arrows right here. 1 hour, 25 minutes, plus 50 minutes, plus 2 hours, 12 minutes. Wow, she practices a long time on Saturdays. That's when she has more time. Let's add those up. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 2 plus 5 is 7 plus 1 is 8, so 87 minutes. And 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 hours, 87 minutes. Now, what do you think I have to do with these 2 columns or these 2 sums here? I'm going to add them together. Good. So let's add 1 hour, 95 minutes, plus 3 hours, 87 minutes. Let's add those together. I'll add and I'll stay quiet and you add and see if you get the same answer as I do. Did you get 4 hours, 182 minutes? Good. So now, can we leave it? No, we're not going to leave it, right? We have to convert. And how many minutes are in an hour? 60 minutes in 1 hour. How many groups of 60 can I get out of 182? 60, 120, 180, 240. Ooh, 240 is too much. So how many groups can I get? 3. So we're going to put plus 3 over here. And we're going to subtract 180 here because 3 hours is 180 minutes. So 182 minus 180 is 2 minutes. And 4 plus 3 is 7. So her final practice time, she practices a lot, is 7 hours, 2 minutes. Okay, that's a lot of practice time, right? But in order, practice makes what? Not perfect, practice makes progress. And if you want to make progress, then you're going to practice. And that's what she's doing. Okay, so I've moved my paper up. We are going to look at page 263 again, and we're going to go to 6. We're going to go to 6A. And on 6, we are finding the areas. So for whatever shape they've given us, we're going to find the areas of those shapes. First shape is a triangle. We're going to draw this triangle out. Okay, we have a triangle, and it says our base is 6 inches, and our height is 9 inches. Okay, so what is the formula for the area of a triangle? And we're going to do this one because I feel like this one kind of confuses people the most. The formula for the area of a triangle. Area equals 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 times 6 times 9. Which one of those is easiest to take half of, 6 or 9? 6. Half of 6 is 3. So what is 3 times 9? 27. So area equals 27, and we're finding area, so 27 square inches. Let's just do the formulas for B and C. What is the formula for the area of a square? Area equals, good, S squared. Awesome. How about rectangle? Area equals length times width. That's your rectangle. Okay, turn your paper over and let's look at the back. It says find the perimeter or circumference. Well, how do I find circumference? I'm only going to find circumference with a circle, right? Let's look at 7. We have a circle. It's a small circle, but that's okay. And my diameter, maybe I can make it bigger. There we go. My diameter is what? That is a poor diameter. Okay, let's do a better diameter. There we go. My diameter is 7 inches, or our diameter. What's the formula for the circumference of a circle? Circumference equals pi times diameter. What is pi? 3.14. So circumference equals 3.14 times 7. Let's multiply it out. 3.14 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. 7 times 3 is 21. So we have circumference equals 21.98 inches, because perimeter or circumference is just inches. Good. Now we're going to not do B and C, but I want to find the formulas. What is the formula for the perimeter of a parallelogram? Perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. That's your perimeter. How about the circumference of a circle with the radius? Circumference equals 2 times pi times radius. Awesome job. Okay. Let's move on to solve and check. And we are going to do all 4 of these. These are our algebraic equations that we are learning, and we're doing so well with them. So A says x plus 9 equals 6. First thing I want to do is work on the side of the equation that does not have the variable, and that is the 6 squared side. So what is 6 squared? 36. Good, it's not 6 times 2. So my new equation is x plus 9, or my updated equation, equals 36. Now if I'm adding 9, what's the opposite operation of adding 9? Subtracting 9. So I want to subtract 9 from both sides of this equation. X equals what? 27. Wow. I don't think we've gotten a 27 before in any of our answers. Let's see if we got it right. We're going to plug 27 in where that X is. 27 plus 9 equals 6 squared. 27 plus 9 is 36. 6 squared is 36. Yeah, we got it. Woohoo, we are awesome. Okay, this is what I'd like you to do. I want you to challenge yourself with B, C, and D, which means, yes, I'm going to ask you to pause, but before you do, what on B are we going to do first? Good, we're going to do 6 times 2 first, which is 12, and then solve for N. How about letter C? What are we going to do first? 15 divided by 5, good, which is 3, and then solve for X. And then letter D, what are we going to do first? 8 minus 2, which is, or 8 minus 6, which is 2, and then solve for D, for Y. Go ahead and try those. Okay, so for B, N equals 48. For C, X equals 7. And for D, Y equals 1. Check your work with mine. Remember, you should have checked, so make sure you're checking because it will help you to get the correct answer most of the time, okay? Okay, tonight, your assignment that you're gonna go and put into Google Classroom is, remember, you work it out first and then go to Google Classroom. I would like you to do A, C, D, E, H, let's do I, J, and L. Those are the ones I'd like you to do tonight. Now let's go over, actually I'd like you to do M too. And I know I cut it off, but we'll go over it when we get there. A, obviously it's just multiplying, no big deal. Look at C though. If you have 1/4 of a percent, what decimal percent is that? Because that's a fractional percent. What decimal percent is it? 0.25%. Then you need to change that to a decimal, which is what? I'm going to put it down here so we have room. 0.0025. times 900. Okay, same thing with letter D. If I have 1.5%, that's my fractional percent. What's my decimal percent? 1.5%, and then we want to change that to a decimal, 0.015, and you're going to multiply that by 5,450. Letter E, you need to have a common denominator. So common denom. Hopefully you guys are taking notes on this so you don't have to come back to the video. Letter H, 90.2 is what percent of 1,064? But I want you guys to look at it. 90.2 divided by 164. Now, I'm not quite sure if we've gone over this. I've taught so many maths that I don't quite remember, but you can't divide with a fraction, right? And basically, or you can't divide with a decimal, and basically fractions are decimals. So what you want to do is you can move it automatically. You can move your decimal, and whatever you do in the numerator, you must also do in the denominator. So your new fraction is 902 over 1,640, and it should be a little bit easier for you to solve that way. Okay, letter I, 56.7 is 15% of what number? Of what number means we're solving for base. So we're going to take our percentage, which is our part, 56.7, divided by our percent, which is 15% written as a decimal, 0.15. Can you divide with decimals? We just talked about it. Nope, so you got to move it in your divisor and then also in your dividend. So 5,670 divided by 0.15. Okay, letter J, PEMDAS. Letter K, multiplying. Letter L, remember it's 3/4 times 3/4. You guys can work that out. And then letter M, this says 2 plus 3 squared. So it's also PEMDAS. Do in parentheses before you square. Okay? You guys are going to do great. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact me. See you tomorrow for Thursday. Bye.